Jeff, you mentioned your college career. So how was that recruiting process to San Jose State?
Yeah, I didn't get recruited out of high school. I wasn't a highly sought after quarterback. I had broken my elbow, my non-throwing elbow, my left elbow, in a football game my senior year of high school. It was in the fourth game of the season, so I missed half the season. So didn't have the numbers, didn't have the recruits coming after me. But I knew that I was going to probably go to play for my dad at Gavilan Junior College and at least play 1 year for him. So, and that's what we did. We created a plan. I came in. I actually gray shirted my first year out of high school. So I just went to school part-time and worked out with the football team. He had a quarterback that was returning for his sophomore year. My dad didn't want to have a quarterback controversy. And he also wanted to change up the style of offense. That quarterback was more of a runner. It was more of an option style of offense. When I came in, he wanted to spread it out and air it out. So I ran the scout team. I practiced with the team. I went to school part-time, hit the weight room, tried to put some weight on. I was not very big coming out of high school. And so, just that maturity of having that year was very helpful. And then I stepped on the field for the following season for him. And we had a great season. I was honorable mention All-American. I was All-State. I was All-Conference, all those things. And I had some teams that were looking at me, or some schools. And San Jose State was obviously one of them, which was 30 miles from where I grew up. And then I had University of Utah and University of Wyoming that were offering me a scholarship as well. For me, it just was important for my family to still be involved in what I did. And I really enjoyed having them close by. And so I decided to go up the road to San Jose State and keep it close to home.
Yes, sir. So when you were getting those offers from those colleges and they were very limited, what was going through your mind when that was happening?
Yeah, I mean, I know that my dad had reached out to University of Oregon at the time, to their head coach, and said, hey, I got my kid down here at Gavilan. Would you be interested? And the guy was just like, we're not interested right now. Stanford had showed some interest, but because I couldn't transfer until the fall, they lost interest. They wanted me. They were hoping that I'd be able to be a spring transfer, and I couldn't transfer in the spring. I needed another semester at Gavilan before I could transfer. And that was really my dream, was Stanford, and that goes back to watching John Elway and that whole situation. But, I just took it like, I'm going to prove that I belong at the Division I level, that I can play at that level. And if it's San Jose State that's giving me the opportunity, at the time, they were a competitive football team. They relied heavily on junior college transfers to be competitive. And I just looked at it as being a positive fit for me, and still being close to home, and still having my family there to watch my games and all those things. So from that standpoint, there's always been a burning desire within me to prove people wrong, to prove that I belong, and I don't even remember who the Oregon quarterbacks were through those years of 1990 to 93. I could probably look it up and find out and see what kind of career they actually had. But you know what? At the end of the day, I tried to make the most of my situation, make the most of the opportunity, and be the best that I could be. And, I never would have foreseen that in 3 years at San Jose State, outside of my redshirt year, I redshirted my first year, and then I played 3. I went through 3 separate head coaches, and that meant 3 new offensive systems every single year. So there was the lack of consistency, started to hurt us as a team, and it had its effect. My senior year, we just weren't very good. Still was productive offensively. I was still productive, but we didn't have the results that I would have liked to have had, especially in my senior year. But that being said, there aren't any regrets. Hey, it led to an opportunity, maybe not in the NFL, but in the Canadian Football League, to still do what I love to do and kind of be a kid out there on the field, and having that sort of mentality.
This concludes our episode today, folks. We greatly appreciate the support. And If you're not a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get all our up-to-date content. And if you like this video, hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. We welcome you back next time.